So I think I got something figured out with this market cycles we're going through here. Um, this is Tesla chart. It's turned bearish. As most of you already know, I use the ichimoku indicator. It's actually a trading system to spot and manage my trades. So the chart turned very bearish when we dropped below the cloud here. This is a 4-hour chart. Right here, 760. I have this as a key resistance now. So fall below the cloud is an indication of an onset of a new downtrend. Okay, as long as we're trending above the cloud, we're in an uptrend. This was potentially a viable pullback. Buyers did come in here. This pullback failed, came into the cloud and broke below the cloud, and then the selling momentum really picked up here. So what I'm seeing is we get way oversold, and the way you identify oversold with Ichimoku is the farther the price is from the cloud, the more oversold you are. See, look how far we were from the cloud here. Oversold, we bounced, well, we tried to come down and test it again. So down in these oversold areas might be a good place to try to buy whatever stocks you're looking at. I would avoid EV stocks right now as they're in a confirmed downtrend. But if you're looking to buy something else like, let's see, I'm interested in ZOM. I'm actually in this trade. So I bought the trade at the break of this this wedge pattern. This looked really bullish, and I really thought we were going to break out. But then we had some selling pressure come in, and it occurred to me today, the reason we had this selling pressure come in, this didn't break out, is because what we're seeing in these other charts where prices come up to this resistance area. Okay, this is an area of resistance here. I can tell it's resistance because the cloud is telling me so. A downtrending red cloud is resistance. And also prices reacted here before. So that's what generates a cloud, is the price action. Generates a cloud and pushes it 26 time periods forward. And it gives you a little bit of indication of where price may go in the future. Price can violate the cloud. At some point it will, just like it did here. At some point it always does. But right now we're responding to this cloud. So right in here where we're testing resistance is not a good place to be going long on whatever stocks you're looking at. Let's wait till we get oversold again. Now, I think we're going to make a new low. This was very oversold, so we might not do it right now. But now we're below the Tinkinson line, so this is going to act as resistance. The cloud is resistance. This could be considered support, but it's weak support since it's downtrending. Okay, these are downtrending indicators, and they're going to put downward pressure on this stock. So NEO is another good example. This chart looks very similar. We're a little further from the cloud where we reacted here. This is called the Kijinsen line. It offers downtrending resistance. Tinkinson follows price the closest, and it's the first to react to price movement. And when these moving averages cross, it can be a bullish signal, but price needs to stay on top of this white line. Price needs to stay on top of that Tinkinson line to keep a bullish tone. And now we've fallen below it, and we actually closed below the Kijinsen line. So I'm looking for more selling pressure here. If we continue to see this go down and stocks get extremely oversold again, if we could put in a double bottom or not make a new low, that could be a good sign for the market. So what I'm looking for to take new trades, and I don't want to go long on anything that's trading below the cloud. Okay, I want to look for long positions in stocks that have bullish chart patterns, like the ZOM here. There's a couple other I'm interested. I'm interested in a lot of blue chip stocks. So this is SOS. What we need to look at is a daily chart, okay? This could turn bullish when we reach an oversold area on those other charts. We're technically not below the cloud, but a long, skinny, straight up cloud like this does not offer good support. In this area here, because it's a flat area of the cloud, this is resistance. See, look how we're reacting to it, okay? And now we're going to go down. This is trying to find support on the 50 moving average. So if this just pulls back to the 50, and these other ones that we're looking at are way oversold, we could see something like this bounce. Well, a lot of them are going to bounce when we get so oversold, but I'm kind of using these EV stocks as a barometer for the market, because they do seem to be taking the rest of the market down with them. This is a trade I got into here because it was basically a test of this this Tinkinson line. Started curving up and price was reacting to it. So if that continues, this moving average will continue up and push the price up. But now we've come down and we're sitting right on top of this cloud. I'm not real optimistic this cloud's going to support the price because it's so steep like this. I think price is going to go through it. But I'm looking for price to stay with this uptrending Tinkinson line here in white. But I think this is a bad time to open this trade because of what I'm saying about the market conditions with these EV stocks. And the EV stocks were way overbought. Let's see if I can find some other. Let's see what went up today. And even AMC, this has just been crazy. So AMC is actually now has support right here at $11, which was resistance. But this stock really doesn't make sense to me because let's zoom out and look at 5 years. Okay? You really think this is going to continue? I mean, this stock was doing poorly even before COVID. So maybe it does have a $20 valuation. But, I mean, COVID has done a lot of damage to this company's earnings as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, that's not really what this video is about. I'm just trying to find some charts for examples here. This is way oversold here. I wouldn't even mess with that. Maybe short it if you can. So you see how the Kijinsen's coming down, and that is resistance. So the price doesn't even need to touch it. It just it's getting close, and we're reacting now. But this is reacting with the rest of the market. So I use Ichimoku, and I look at a lot of charts, and you can kind of get a feel for when things start getting a little dangerous, a little sketchy. SOS, this has kind of been looking bullish, but technically there's a lot of technical damage here. I mean, we're underneath the Kijinsen line. We got this resistance from the cloud here that we're reacting to. I think this is going to go on down here, maybe test the 50. And if the rest of the stocks are oversold by then, that might be a good place to play this for a little swing trade. Let's see what else. What else I want to look at here? DraftKings. This has been a good stock. I like this uptrend it's in here. So when this IPO'd, I was kind of skeptical, and I saw this. I thought, well, I don't chase momentum, and I like to wait for things to establish a trend. And that's what it's done now. It's establishing a trend. It's holding this 50 moving average, the cloud, and this trend line pretty good. So in the current market conditions, if we continue to sell off, and you see this come down here to the cloud, and you're looking at something like NEO and thinking, wow, this is way oversold, we're due for a bounce, then that is the kind of stock I would probably be looking to buy, something like DraftKings that's trending above the cloud, that's having a nice trend. Also, I think that cyclical blue chip stocks are going to be good. I was just looking at Facebook, and Facebook has just broken out of a consolidation wedge, and I think this is going to take off. So you see what I've drawn here with this wedge pattern? It's been consolidating for quite a while. I mean, while all these EV stocks have been going crazy, stuff like Facebook, this already topped out and has just been consolidating and bleeding off a bit, while stocks like NEO and Plug Power are just going absolutely berserk. Well, now those stocks are in a confirmed downtrend, and I believe stocks like this are going to break out. And we didn't follow through with the breakout today. We closed right here at the top of this wedge line because of the market environment. Now we never really know when that's going to shift, but I am looking for some of those EV stocks to sell off more and potentially affect the rest of the market. I like Alibaba too, and this is starting to respond. We have this long-term rising trend line here. Nice area of support from this peak here that we finally broke above and really rallied from there. And now we've come down and we've tested this trend line and this support line a couple times here, and now we're back down there again. So I like this stock for a long-term buy and hold, or if you want to just swing trade it. So some of these, Boeing has been looking good. So it might be a good time to get into Boeing if we continue to see some selling pressure. I do like to see price stay above the Kijinsen line here. So if you wanted to rotate into some good companies, a little bit safer than some of these momentum ones, I think those high momentum ones are just done for right now, and that's my opinion. So I invest in these companies. This is actually my portfolio right here of my investments. MasterCard's putting on a bit of a pullback here. I like MasterCard. Apple's been stagnant for quite a while. We are bouncing from the 50 moving average here. Right now we're still under the cloud on the daily chart, but I mean we're talking about Apple here. This is a little bit different company than some of those EV companies that aren't even turning a profit yet. But technically Apple is still overbought because I have this long-term rising channel, and we just been riding at the top of it here. So I'm not really interested in adding more shares of Apple, but this is interesting how we're responding to this 50 moving average. So this could stay overbought to keep riding the top of this channel. You never know. I mean, you can't doubt that. You can't just sit on your hands and wait for it to come down here, because it might not even happen. Sometimes trend lines need to be redrawn and things take on completely different trends, like what we saw with Facebook quite some time ago. You know, we had this way above trend right here. I mean, so how do you draw this trend line? Well, it's a rising trend for sure, but this could go back and do something like this, or even Apple could do something like that. So yeah, I like this wedge here, and we broke above it yesterday, or the last couple of days. This is today's candle. So Facebook looks interesting. Let's see. Let's get back over to our momentum stocks here. Try and make the chart a little bit bigger here. So we'll just go through a few of them and see if we see anything interesting here real quick. Roblox, that doesn't have enough chart history. Not big red candle today, my gosh. That was down 12.36% today. Be careful with IPOs because they don't have enough chart history to really give you a gauge of where they're going to trade or how they even trade. And these are some of the biggest losers today. Canon. Let's see, Roblox. Yeah, that's all the chart history we This stock has been kind of a monster. You might want to watch for this to pull back to try to get in, depending on how far we sell off. But I think a pull back to the 50 moving average would be a dynamite opportunity if it even gets there. So these are the kind of things, I mean, you don't want to be buying these when all those other ones are testing resistance that are, like I said, because they do seem to be affecting the rest of the market. Gevo, this is, I'm actually short this one because it's fallen under the cloud. We broke below the cloud, then we tested the top on the inside and got rejected there again. I'm actually looking for this to fall below the cloud and probably pick up some down momentum. So I'll be watching this to see when it looks oversold as well. This trend line here is something I drew on a very long-term chart. If you've been following my channel, you've seen this before. This is why I don't chase momentum and buy these things at the top, especially in a long-term trend that looks like this. You know, I know the story's changing and the market's been real bullish on this, but you know, look what's happening now. They're just up too much in too short of a time. So this went from a $1.50 stock to $15. So what's that, 1,000% gain? So when something's got 1,000% gains in this short of amount of time, you know, that's the wrong time to be buying it. Especially if you zoom out and you look at the long-term picture and see a chart like we just looked at there. Nikola, I wouldn't be trying to go along this stock. Big downtrending channel here. I would look for this to get oversold as well. If we can see it down near the bottom area of this channel. At some point this may try to turn around. We're going to look at this previous low and see if we get down there again. Looks like it's very doable to me. So I'm kind of anticipating a few more days of selling pressure, at least in these momentum stocks. Some buyers may be trying to pick up some of those blue chips that I mentioned. So I'd be keeping an eye on those. And when these are done bottoming and we have a big green day where everything lights up green, I think those blue chip cyclical stocks are going to put on some strong gains. And of course these will bounce. These will probably come back up to the top of their range. NNDM under pressure, we're under the cloud. See how we reacted here to the cloud and the downtrending Kijinsen line. So we kind of hung out here for a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, these don't just come up and test and then boom, right back down. They kind of hung out here for a while. It was kind of persistent and tried. A little bullish day here. Selling pressure now. If we break down below this Kijinsen line, I would look for momentum to pick up, selling pressure to pick up in something like this. Let's see, IDEX, same kind of thing here. Possible selling momentum to pick up. Let's drop below the Kijinsen here. Kijinsen was starting to curve up. You know, this stock was trying to, we were testing this resistance right here. Remember what I said about flat areas of the cloud? Okay, we're under the cloud, we're bearish. We've got some uptrending moving averages that price will often react to, but it doesn't mean that that's time to party and this is going to go back to the moon. It's just normal for price to react here. We've got downtrending resistance above, and now we're reacting there. I'm kind of anticipating this to break this 100 moving average. We already broke the 50. Another one that's just been up too far, too much, too fast. You know, it was $1 stock and it went to $5, 500%. Snapchat could be a buy opportunity. We're still above the cloud. So something like this is what I'm interested in buying when I see the rest of the market oversold. Something that's above the cloud and it's been doing pretty well. We have had a TK cross here, and boom, we came right down, tested the cloud, bounced. Now we're going to test it again. Keep an eye on this because this could possibly collapse too. This is up an awful lot in a short amount of time. This could be one of the next ones to snap. We're kind of doing a head and shoulders top thing here. So I would be careful with momentum like this. Like I say, I like something like Facebook that has been getting beat up for the last few months and not doing crazy stuff like this. I think it's just a lot safer. You want to hold on to your gains. If you still have gains in something like Plug Power, I would, well, I don't really like to give recommendations, but what I see in the charts is this is in a confirmed downtrend, okay? You got to know when to take your profits in something like this. When it's up that big, from $5 to $75, come on. Like it's just going to keep going, you know? You guys are looking for the moon. That was it right there. Okay? Know what the moon looks like when you get there. And don't be trying to jump on the rocket when it's already left Earth like that. You're just going to get burned. BNGO. This is turning bearish. It's well, we dropped below the cloud and came right back. Now we're testing the top. See how the price just kind of hugged the curve of this here, and now we're heading down. I have a feeling ultimately this is going to fail. This is going to be resistance once we drop down, get under the cloud here. This one's just up an awful lot, from 50 cents to $16. Okay, that was a moon right there. You recognize it? Well, that's a green moon. Anybody ever seen a green moon? Oh wait, look, a shooting star. So it's just speculation, really. Just trying to interpret the charts for what they are. You can't really predict where price is going to go, but these moving averages and ichimoku, I love ichimoku. Once you train your eye to read it, it's a very, very useful indicator. And ichimoku is a Japanese term. In English, it means one glance. So you get a lot of information about the chart in just one glance. I can see these moving averages starting to roll over and flatten out too. So I think the market wants to take their profits in these really high momentum gainers and rotate into some underperformers. That's kind of what I'm looking at when I'm seeing in these charts. So this is looking pretty bad forward. So I don't consider this a viable pullback. We need to see some sort of bottoming action. And like I said, it's normal to react here. Resistance, we go back down. We want to see this can take quite some time to work itself out. We want to see a new uptrending cloud and price above an uptrending green cloud with our indicators and proper orientation, price trending with Tinkinson, above Kijinsen, above the cloud. Okay, we've got all that going the opposite way now. So I do not see this as a buying opportunity. You can play bounces if that's your game when you get really oversold, like I said. BB, this has plenty of resistance up here. People are going to be trying to play these bounces. You know, we are trying to get an uptrending Tinkinson line. We might even cross the Kijinsen a little bit bullish, but so here's your ceiling right here. If you're 6 feet tall, how high can you jump under an 8-foot ceiling? About 2 feet, right? And then you're going to get hurt. Okay, huge. Oh, that was down huge right here, wasn't it? So this chart did have a little bit of bullish something going on here with this trend line. but it's starting to look like it's going to fail. I don't trust this one. I wouldn't mess with that. Some of these I'm not even sure what they are. They've just been trending. People talk about them in the stock market groups. This is pretty strong. Okay, this is a Bitcoin related stock here. So you like this? You want to buy this? Look for extreme oversold areas in the charts that we talked about. Don't know that I'd buy it right here, but you're chasing a top, chasing momentum. You're jumping into a stock like the others. It's gone from $5 to $80. Okay, you like playing that game? It's just a good way to wreck your account. I try to keep my risk tolerance low, and I don't play this game. I'm not trading these at all. I know a lot of you are interested, so we're going through them here. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap up for right now. Hopefully you guys are getting the gist of what I'm talking about. For a lot of you guys, you're trying to trade with smartphones and stuff. You don't have access to proper charts and tools. Look at it on a nice big screen, so you get a really good view of the chart. So I think you guys that don't have access to proper charting tools and know how to read technicals are at a disadvantage. And the purpose of my channel is to try to help you guys and get you guys educated to figure this stuff out. You know, I'm not the only guru. I'm not even a professional. I enjoy doing this, and I feel I've got a pretty good handle on ichimoku and reading these things. So I'm just trying to help people out and share what I know. And I want you to take what you pick up from me and do your own interpretation. Don't ask me what it's going to do, where it's going to go. I'm trying to teach you guys how to read these things so you can make your own decisions. Okay? All right, that's it for now.